Hello everybody, this is Wayne from 101 Animation. This is going to be a principle on follow through and overlap with Rascal catching a baseball. So let's get started. What I did here was I put the main elements that we're going to be working with Rascal here in red, it being his arm and glove. So here's Rascal, and like I said before, we're going to focus mainly right now on the part that is in red, being his left arm and glove. Everything in this scene has follow through and overlap. Everything moves with follow through and overlap. So as I scroll through this, just look at the big shapes and don't think about gloves, hat, body, and see how everything just flows into one pose to the other with follow through and overlap. And now let me go into describing exactly what the difference is. Only difference really is when you have the glove come up like so, and right at this point it's following through up in that direction, and right in here is where we're going to get the overlap. The glove comes up and then back down in that direction, right here where I have it, where it says overlap. And then it's going to continue on here. But the thing I want you to understand is right in here is the overlap. Now you can think of follow through as overlap. They're so similar, but it's just a continuation of the movement. And then when the glove comes down, right in, let me go back, it's following through right here, and then it settles in, and here's another subtle overlapping. The glove comes down, and then it overlaps as it comes up. The shape of the glove crosses over right in there, and then comes back up right there. So that's really what overlap is. And then he comes up, like so, and now he's going to anticipate right there as he comes down through here with the follow through, coming down, and then he comes, snaps right in here. Now there's no overlapping action here. I just had him just strike right into that pose of this glove, and then he just settles in on that last pose. So you can use the overlapping action at times, and other times you can just have the character snap into the pose, as I did right there with the glove when he comes boop. But now let's go back up here, and there's that overlapping action right up there with the glove. Also, take a look at his sleeve right in there. This is drag, which is also part of follow through and overlapping action. The sleeve is dragging right now, and then it gets pulled up, and right here is the follow through, and it's following through right up in here. There's the follow through of the sleeve, comes up and it squashes up into there. Back here, the sleeve, we can't see it, but the sleeve is coming up there. It is continuing through. The action of the sleeve continues through because the arm was the force of the action. The sleeve is the secondary element that is following through. And if we continue on up here with the sleeve, it would look something like this on the other side of Rascal's face. And then it's going to come back down here and settle right in here, and you can see right there I'm starting to bring that sleeve. This is the follow through and the overlap, and it comes back down, and now it's starting to settle right there. And you think about it logically, just the way that things would move in life. So there it is, it comes down, this is its stretch point there, and now it's going to settle back up into that direction, and now the sleeve just settles in. It's the exact same thing if we take a look at Rascal's visor of his hat. When he comes right there and he does this big movement right there, here he is. Here's the overlapping action of the visor. We'll take a look here. He's coming forward. The visor is following through in that direction, and then it overlaps right there. This shape right there. Coming down actually would come up a little bit higher to really overlap over this drawing right here, comes down, and now it's heading down in this direction, and now it's following through because the force of Rascal's head is pulling everything down. So now it's following through, is being dragged. I know this can be complicated at times, but this is also drag, coming down, down, down this way, down, and now it's following through. It's following this arc. And now it just settles in there. Now I didn't make the visor overlap. If I was going to do that, let me show you a demonstration here. If I really wanted to push it, and it's up to you as the animator how far you want to push it, I could have brought the visor way down here. I'm just going to push this just to show as an example of how far I could have pushed it. And just look at the section that is in blue. And if we look at this, now it goes down past the point of where I had it previously. Comes down there, and then it would pop up. It does an arc that brings it back up like so. And I can use this pose right there if I wanted to. So if I scroll through it, goes down past it. Here's the overlap. On the visor, right there, it overlaps, follows through, and now it's being dragged up. I'll push it more just to make everything very clear for you. It's being dragged on this drawing right there. Right in there, still being dragged. I'll really push it just to make sure that everyone's understanding. I'll make that shape a little bit bigger. Down. Being dragged more there. And now I'll just pop it into here. There's no rules as far as the size. If I want to make this swipe drawing a little bit and distort the visor, that's fine. But this is still a dragged drawing right in there. And then he comes down, it overlaps there, and then it's going to come back up and settle into this. This would actually be down here because I've changed the drawings. Be there, and then it just settles in here, and that's where it cushions in. So the main thing, I want to stay focused on overlap and follow through. So now let's take another look at the scene, and you can see its speed. You feel the drawings. You don't see the drawings because it's going by so quickly, but it's the same difference. You're feeling the drawings more. But when you put those in on the single drawings and you're aware of it as you're going through, you're going to find that everything has that fluidity to it. That's really the basic understanding of follow through and overlap. And you use this everywhere all the time if you're doing more full animation. So I hope this helps, and if this helped you out and you like it, please subscribe to 101 Animation. Thank you. Bye-bye.